Hello, my name is Renee LeBlanc, and I'm a business law student at LSUA. Today, I will be presenting a case analysis on Boswell versus Panera Bread, a key business law case centered on breach of contract involving Panera Bread Company and their employees. Panera Bread Company was started by Ron Shaich and Louis Kane in 1981. Ron Shaich was a visionary from an early age and actually started a nonprofit general store while working on his undergraduate. He and some of his friends were kicked out of a store on campus because they were mistaken for shoplifters. This inspired Shaich to start a store owned by the student body. He loved running that business and thought of it as so much fun. So after leaving Harvard, Shaich joined forces with Kane, and they became successful selling soups and sandwiches across the U.S. They acquired St. Louis Bread Company, and in 1999, they changed the name to Panera, meaning bread bowl or bread basket. Panera's menu consisted of soups, salads, and bread loaves. Panera also launched a clean ingredients menu under Shaich, which had inspired many other restaurants to follow his lead. Panera Bread evolved into a billion-dollar cafe empire with over 2,000 locations across the country. In 2012, Panera Bread reported a net income of $173 million and earnings per share of $5.94. In 2016, just a year before it was sold, the company reported net income of $145 million with earnings per share of $6.21. In 2017, JAB Holdings, a company out of Europe, bought Panera Bread for $7.5 billion, proving just how successful the entrepreneurs had been. Under Shaq's leadership as CEO in the early 2000s, Panera Bread Company rolled out an incentive program for its employees designed to help with retainment of their management team. General managers were asked to sign an agreement that would provide them with a one-time bonus based on the performance and profitability of their stores. This agreement had one stipulation: the managers would remain employed with Panera for 5 years. By 2010, Panera realized that this bonus would really be too costly for them, and they decided the solution was to put a cap on the bonus at $100,000. In 2014, a group of 66 managers, including Mark Boswell, filed suit against Panera in federal district court for breach of contract regarding this bonus program. The district court found in favor of the managers. Panera contested the breach of contract argument on the grounds that the employees had verbally agreed to the cap by continuing to work. Panera filed an appeal. Panera's argument was rejected by the court that silence was consent to the cap. The appeals court upheld the district court's decision and found in favor of the managers. The courts recognized the original promise as a unilateral contract with an implied promise that if the managers worked the 5 years, they would get the bonus, and it would be based on their store's profitability with no cap. A unilateral contract is defined as a promise for an act that is contingent on a performance obligation. The managers were working under the performance obligation because they had remained employed for the 5 years. The appeals court concluded that the managers were at-will employees when the bonus agreement was signed and would remain at will for the bonus period of the 5 years mentioned in the contract. The courts also stated that Panera could not legally change the terms mid-contract. Contract law is the protection of making and keeping promises. The person involved in a promise has the right to believe that the promiser will keep his word. Contract law allows promises to be made legally binding and helps provide certainty for for people in the business environment. Case rulings like this help to protect innocent people in contracts in the business world. The courts were right in their decision and protected the managers. They held Panera Bread accountable for the promises they made. The court's involvement and ruling helps to promote fairness and protection in the industry world. This case highlights the importance of contracts and reminds all involved parties to exhibit care when entering into agreements. This case gives hope that people must honor their commitment and keep their promises.